So you guys all answered. Some of you said, maybe it's a little iffy. I'll tell you this, and maybe this is me giving girls a bit of game here. If a guy is asking what your body count is, even on the first date, that means that he's actually interested in you. And he's trying to, like, because if a guy...
But he's also socially retarded.
Yeah.
I don't think it's socially retarded.
He's the type of guy who needs to hire Billy's friend for his dating profile pictures.
No, I
on the
disagree.
first date.
I disagree. No, because if it's important to you, why, like, I think it's best to get those sorts of potential deal breakers, just get them out on the first date.
Certain things
Figure
that are
it
first
out.
date
Yeah.
appropriate and certain things that aren't.
I hear you, but I think
okay.
that makes it more like a meeting. And I've gone on one date with a guy who made it like that. He's like, would you be down to get married very quickly after started dating? I also don't think you should wait a long time for an engagement. And also after you get married, I don't think you should wait a long time to have a baby. I'm like, whoa, this is not a business deal. Relationships are complicated. You need a connection before you make sure that everything's aligned. And that's like the basis of everything is a connection. So I think those questions are important to come in time, but I don't think you should just go into a first date and like rip out all your hardest questions and types. Like, how do you want to raise a kid? Like, those are very important, but if you don't even have that initial connection, it's like, there's no point.
But if a girl says, like, look, if a girl says something that, for example,
Yes.
that is just, and you are looking for something long term, whether you're a girl or a guy, and for example, if someone says, I don't want to have kids, and you ask, do you want to have kids one day?
That's a reasonable first date question.
But some people might say, "Whoa, this is our first date meeting."
No.
But why aren't men allowed to have ask these sorts of questions that could be
kids
super
is the
important?
future. Kids is what you want to have in the future. Your body count is things that you've done in relationships. And if somebody's not going to be in a relationship, why do you need to share such personal information with them that they're just going to like go and not have any use for? If you tell someone like, oh yeah, I want kids, like that's not really personal information. That's just like, do you like chicken? Yeah. But
on a one-on-one,
guys, it's like this. Okay. If I'm going on a first date with a girl, Brian, I'm gonna ask her, yo, like, do you want kids? Do you want to have a family? Like,
do you believe in God?
Do you believe in God? Are you down with traditional values? All that kind of stuff. All of that, and yes, around here in California, that's gonna turn a lot of girls off, which is why I don't date girls here in the area. All that's fair game, first date, but the body count question, bro, it's like a socially. We're not allowed to say the word retarded, but it's a socially retarded question to ask on the first date because...
Say the R word from here on out.
Because if a guy says, hey, what's your body count on the first date? The woman's going to be like, are you kidding me right now? Like vet her, find out if you guys have chemistry. And if so, I'm going to give you guys a tip. Check out her social media. Check out her Facebook, her Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Look at her past. If you see her partying, and you see her with a bunch of chads going out to the clubs in the past, you can be reasonably certain that she's got a decently high body count, okay? Now, not all women do, but if there are those indicators, you can be reasonably certain. Now, if you like the girl and you guys have chemistry and all that kind of stuff, you start building that relationship with her, and then a few dates in, if an opportunity comes up where it's not weird, you could ask her. But if you ask her on the first date right off the bat, it's like, bro, like she's probably going to be like, yo, are you kidding me right now, dude? And it'll probably kill the vibe.
Well, it depends on what her body count is. If she has a high body count, she's going to be
it's
really
in a sense.
Difficult to break open and
I
want to
think
tell you
you'll
that.
be
But if she has a
offended
low
any number.
body count, she's going to tell you that right away. And because women know. They
It's
know that a
offensive,
low body
though.
count is like something to flex and a high body count is something to hide.
But
No, I
So it
It's a lot
depends
of
on the
girls
kind of
think a
woman. So
high body
I kind
count.
of see what Brian's point is.
I will add a caveat.
Because if you ask someone on the first date, hey, what's your body count? And she's hesitant.
No, I
Then
disagree.
it might be that she has a high body count, but it
No.
also
No.
might be
It's
that like it's
offensive. It
just
makes it
really
seem like I have a
invasive
high
because
body
you're
count
just
and
getting to
even
know
ask.
them.
Yeah,
I'll
I
disprove-
think a lot of girls with high body counts are actually very happy to tell you. They're very empowered.
That's exactly
Very
what I
liberated.
That's been true on the show
Yeah.
for sure. The chicks with the highest body counts have been like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's 39. I will add a caveat. I was talking to a girl recently. I knew that she was extremely interested in me. She knew that I was very interested in her right off the bat. And I could tell she was very modest, had good values, good morals, all that kind of stuff, a bit younger. And I asked her, are you a virgin? And she told, this was in the first 48 hours of us talking, and she said yes. Okay, so like there are times, like if there's sufficient interest and you guys are already vibing, you can ask. But like if you just, it's a socially R thing to just ask right off the bat until you have the vibes established. It's a great way to kill the vibe Would you guys agree with
It's
that?
almost
Yeah,
like, why
I
are you
agree.
asking that? Is that your single determinant factor if you want to be in a relationship with somebody? Because if you're just going off a number alone,
Yeah.
of course that's important. Everybody should have their own standards for themselves. But like, if your number's like, oh, 5 or more, I'm done, I'm leaving, like, it just seems very disingenuous, and it just seems like you're not really looking for the right things, even though you actually are.
Yeah.
It's just, there's always a way to go about things, and there's always a way to deliver things. That's with everything in life, whether it's political things, whether it's dating, there's always the right way
no,
to
but-
deliver.
Third date
Yes.
question.
I feel like if
no,
I,
it's
if
not
I was
a third date question.
I think it's a third
It's
date question.
It's of any date question.
if the vibe is there.
Exactly.
It
If the
depends.
vibe
Every
is
girl's
there.
different. Every relationship's different. Every connection's different. If you feel there's those people that you meet and it's like, wow, where have you been my whole life? Like, our souls are
Yeah.
aligned. I just
Yeah.
feel like I've known you for a million years.
Yeah.
Those
Sure.
things, I think you stay up all night talking about your childhood, body
Exactly.
count, when I lost my virginity, all those types of little tiny things. But if it's just like a random girl that you match with on Hinge, you meet, you take her out for drinks, you're like, yo, so what's your body count? Like, that just makes you look so bad as a guy, even if it's coming from a great place, which I can acknowledge.
Okay,
it is.
so I think you can first off frame the question in a better way. I mean, I don't know exactly how I would articulate it, but you could
Just
say
be like,
something
have
like,
you been ran through?
yeah, I'm sure that would go over well.
That was
So are
tasty.
you ran through?
You could ask, like, are you willing to have sex before marriage? And if they say yes, then say, do you have sex outside of relationships? Things like that. Like, I'm somebody that is a big thing for me. Like, I'm not a one night stand type of girl, just put it that way. Like, I'm physically incapable of sleeping with somebody if I just met them and think they're cute. I'm an emotional person. I like connecting. I'm a girl. I like commitment. And I think it would undersell myself if I just slept with a guy who thought I was good looking and liked me for a night. Like, I want to see a man try and vie, and that's what courting is. Women used to be courted by men. Now they slide up on your pictures, like your story, and they're like, I'm in. No, you're not.
I mean, that's because
you're not.
I mean, courtship is reserved for ladies, you know,
Yeah.
gentlemen and ladies. Most women today are not ladies.
A lot of men
That's
today
not
aren't
a
gentlemen.
that's not a bad point.
So a lot of women have slept with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people. They're dating multiple people at the same time. You don't get courtship if you're not a traditional woman, point
I
blank,
agree.
period.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree.
And most women are not traditional women, and they're dating multiple people. I'm not going to court you when you have 3 other dudes that you're
You
dating.
shouldn't.
So why
And
don't you
most
ask that
other women-
question? Why don't you ask that question? Are you
Mostly
talking to
traditional
anybody
women.
else?
I do ask that question.
Good.
I think that's
I do-
more.
I
That's
do
a
ask that
better
question.
first date question.
I do ask that question, but I do care about your past too.